So for people who don't know, who maybe didn't hear the first time Bill was on, he goes in all his travels, stand-up, comedy, working on movies, Hollywood Bill stuff.
Bill.
He tries to hit a stadium every time he goes to a new city, and you have been to almost every single stadium in all the 4 major sports.
I've seen, a home game of almost every team. Okay, because a few people I've been to a home game of the Phillies, but it was the Vet. I've still never got to the new one, so there's a little bit of that going on. But all the baseball, all the football, all the hockey except 3, and I got 6 or 7 basketball. Like just a couple of tough cities. Like I've only played Memphis and New Orleans a couple of times, so trying to not only play there and sync it up when the Grizzlies and Pelicans have a game has been a little bit tough. And then once a year I go to a big college football game. I've been to college hoop, racing,
Have you
Formula
done Duke?
One, MotoGP next year.
Have you done Duke for
Yes,
basketball?
Duke, Carolina.
I need to do that.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
That was almost on par with the first time I went to a Super Bowl the Patriots were in, and they won because I went when they lost to the Packers. Then I went when they beat the Rams the first time, and then but that was just like people standing the whole time. I came out, my ears were ringing like I'd saw a concert.
Right.
It was fucking.
It's a small arena, right? It's like 5,000-7,000.
Camden
like
Indoor. It is like, as far as a sports experience. Excuse me, just belched there. It's definitely an overused term, but it is. Mecca is something that's the wrong term.
What about
That's
Fog
for
Allen
MSG.
in Kansas?
Yeah, Mecca. I always love that. It's a
Yeah.
basketball Mecca.
Yeah,
where
Mecca,
people from
yeah.
around the globe gathered to kick the Knicks' ass.
5
I'll
times
eat-
a day.
I'll
They
eat
practice
Fox
Nick
Day.
James
Knicks fans
Dolan.
think that means like the Knicks are amazing. It's
Correct.
like, no, it doesn't. It just
No.
means like everybody dreams of playing in New York City because of the parks.
Yeah.
Not in what happened. What all those in the rap songs? They always talk about that one up there. The fucking. Did I say rap songs? That's how
Yeah,
old
in
I
all
am.
the rap tunes,
When they sing their
they
rap
always
there.
sing about the
The
lyrics
Rutger,
about the Bronx.
Rugger Park or something like that. But nobody's really. You're not really talking about.
No, it's a pretty good sign. As a Cubs fan, it's like it's a pretty good sign. If your team stinks, you're probably talking about how awesome your stadium is.
Yeah.
That's really kind of the sign. Like,
Here's
or
another
your
one.
jerseys or something.
The more your franchise stinks, the more music and zaniness on the field in
Yes.
between plays.
Yes.
Yep.
I went
The
to the
experience.
Patriots Redskins yesterday.
Good.
Which I love that stadium because it's this weird hybrid of old and new.
It sucks.
I love that stadium.
You love FedEx Field?
Yeah,
Well,
I
you
love
had
it
you had a
because-
seat that wasn't behind a giant cement pillar. Though.
I
Who's
know.
sitting on Dan Snyder's lap?
No. I actually Hollywood Bill came in and was a man of the people. But I was talking to some dude next to me. So totally not Hollywood. I was so proud of myself.
Yeah. You just see how the other half
yeah.
lives.
No, but what it was the fucking speaker, the shit they were pumping out. It was literally they were playing Twisted Sister, and a guy was yelling like that Sunday, Sunday, Sunday voice over it.
Yep.
And then this guy who knew the game, that's why I liked him, was shouting. It becomes like when you're in a bar and you're hitting on some chick and you're just screaming in her ear and then she's yelling in your ear. I had like my teeth hurt because my ears are fucked from all the years of listening to loud music. So I went out to go get a water and get away from the speaker, and then I came back and just kind of stood in the middle. And he probably thought, oh, he's being Hollywood Bill.
Right.
It's sort of it's like two personalities, like the Hulkster has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I dye my beard black, that's when I'm
Yes.
that's when I'm a man of the people.
You know what
The
the problem-
red is Hollywood Bill.
Yeah.
Something they don't talk about enough in that stadium, because you always hear about Seattle, they pump in the crowd noise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what Pete Carroll's been doing for years. At FedEx Field, they have a live marching band inside the stadium, sits in the end zone. They just leave the microphones on the band
Right.
when, like, in between plays until the ball is snapped. So you hear the crowd cheering, but it's just, oops, we forgot to turn the
got
the lapel mic off the
It's a little
trombone player.
gamesmanship.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
in
it works
defense
very
of
well for
Seattle,
them.
what it is, it's the design.
Yes.
Yeah.
How they designed
Yes.
it. It's just like it's like a music venue, but rather than getting a great sound for the band, it's like I went there like pregame. People chatting in the crowd was loud.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like I was looking there, somebody brought a baby, and I was sitting there going, I hope they got like those weed whacker.
The Drew Brees.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the pictures from that game. Was it really as heavy in New England as it looked on TV?
Yeah. It looked like I wouldn't say it looked like you were in Foxborough, but it more looked like when Jacksonville, when they have the big cocktail game between, was it Florida
Georgia,
and LSU?
Florida, Florida and Georgia.
Yeah, LSU. Yeah, Georgia. That's what it is. Yeah, so it looked like that. It was like sort of half the stadium was Pats fans and stuff. So I try not to be, obnoxious and be a dick when I go to other people's stadium. Like my team's like really winning, like we were. I'm not going to sit there
and clap it
Thank
up.
you.
And,
clap, in your face. Like
yeah.
whenever I see that, I just say that person kind of deserves to get the shit kicked out.
Yeah.
of them.
So all right. So what would be if you had to pick your favorite stadium in each sport, like your number one? What would it be?
Oh, great question.
You can't do your own teams.
Oh,
No, you can't.
Well, you know what? You don't appreciate your own stadiums because you grew up, and
Yeah.
I can never quite appreciate Fenway because, to me, like everybody's like, "Oh my God, I went there in the Green Monster," but it's just like I always saw that, and I thought that that's what a ballpark looked like for the most part.
So baseball.
All right. Well, there's different categories.
Oh, okay.
As-
I love
as
stadiums.
far- okay,
so-
I'll tell you what was a great one, just off the road. Okay, going diners, drive-ins, and dives here. I'm going to say County Stadium, Milwaukee Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, what I loved about that stadium was they still had the beer keg. Back in the day, every time they hit a home run, they had some big-titted blonde would slide down a slide into this alleged bucket of beer. Like America, you know what I mean? So she was gone by then, but just like the design, like I don't know, just looking like all the guts of it were hanging out, and just the way they added on to it and stuff.
Where they film Major League.
Yeah. Oh, is that where they filmed
Yes.
this?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one, Old Tiger Stadium, was great.
I love the overhang. The fact
Yeah,
that the
and I sat there.
Oh my God,
I
that's
sat
the
in right
best.
field because I was like, I wanted to be in the overhang with the short porch or whatever they
Yes.
used to call it. That was a
Yes.
great one. The Astrodome, knowing that Mickey Mantle I think he hit his last home run there. Elvis played there. Earl Campbell, that Monday Night Football game,
Mhm.
I saw one there. These as far as like the old ones, the cookie cutter ones that were going away. Candlestick was just a great, miserable, punishing place to go see a game. Just freezing your
Right
ass
on the
off.
water, yeah.
I always remember in This Week in Baseball, there'd be like hot dog wrappers just swirling around in the outfield.
Yes.
But as far as like the newer ones, I'd have to say that the best new one that I went to is Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just the view of the bridges and like
It's perfectly
I
done.
love the Pirates in '79 was one of my favorite teams of all time. It's just a shame their ownership is just running it like like the Nestle Corporation.
I like that whole downtown area too, where you got Heinz Field right next to. It's
The
not Three Rivers
casino.
Park, but they got the casino there too. They got everything right downtown, and the
The
bridges.
comeback of that city since I've been
Yes.
going there just on the road has been incredible. Where it's like, it was when I started going there in the late '90s. It was still the hangover of like the whole steel industry and all the stuff.
Yeah.
Went away. It was before the tech boom, and like the downtown was like desolate. It was scary, and it was just I don't know. There wasn't a lot of action going on downtown. And I went to old what was it? That one's Three Rivers.
River-
I went
yeah.
to that. I saw Willie Stargell right before he died. They did some commemorative thing to him. Sammy Sosa was on the Cubs. And I remember I sat in right field, so he was right there. It was a year after '98. That was cool.
What about hockey? What's the best barn?
I can't say the Boston Garden.
You got
No.
I took
No,
a
you
tour of
can't.
Maple Leafs Garden. That was cool before they took out all the seats and fucked that thing up. But I never went to a game there. I went to the old Montreal Forum, which was a weird one. I saw them against the Minnesota North Stars in '89 when Patrick Waugh was still there, still a kid. Winnipeg was great. I took a hockey trip one weekend. Me and my brother went out. There was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver all had home games. I was like, fuck it, let's go. And he goes, all right, let's go. So we went to the Saddle Dome, and it was like
I love that thing.
Yeah, it was snowing out. That was such a great
Yes.
like, you just thought Lanny McDonald was going to come skating out on the ice, and it was snowing out. It was great. Then we went up to Edmonton, and they played Vancouver, and what was awesome was we only heard one national anthem, and it was Canada. And I was like, I am as deep into the NHL
Yes.
as I can be right
Yes.
now. I am the furthest north team.
Yes.
I'm in Canada, and all I heard was the Canadian national anthem. And that was still Northlands Coliseum, which became Rexall Place. And they had, like, I got chills when I looked at it. When they had their Stanley Cup banners from the 5 that they won during the Gretzky-Messier era, and I saw all of those guys, Paul Coffey, all of those guys, like, their retired jerseys up there. It was just like, this is where it went down. This was, like they always said, the coldest ice in the league because they were so goddamn fast. And we met them, unfortunately, twice in the finals, lost both times. And, dude, the shit we would do, like, we would have the ice set just so it was ice. It was literally like slush.
Right.
Just trying to slow them down. We had a small – it was – this is how crazy the NHL is. We had a smaller rink Like, can you imagine having a smaller football field?
Right,
Like the dimensions of what you play on actually could be different sizes back then. So we had a smaller rink. We played more of a grinded out style. And that's just one of the things that I love about the NHL, but also drives me up the wall. Like last year that they allowed the St. Louis Blues to play the way that they did to win a cup. It was great for the fans of St. Louis. I'm really happy for the Blues fans. But as a Bruins fan, to watch the Bruins get beat by a team playing Bruins hockey, because they penalized that style of play out of the game. So we had like this Olympic hockey team. Hey, finesse, no touch icing. Let's do this. And they just were running our goaltender, and there was nobody there. We had no more Lucic, no more McQuaid or anything like that. So having said that, I hope that style of play kind of comes back a little bit because I enjoy that. I enjoy hockey. That's probably my number one.
That's your number one sport?
I love it.